In this video, we're going to talk about the buying journey in marketing. This is about your prospects' readiness for buying. So, why is this important? Effective marketing pays you. It's a process of turning $1 into more dollars. But if you can increase the effectiveness of your marketing, of course, you can increase your sales and profits. Did you know once you have even just a single marketing campaign bringing you more sales and profits day after day, month after month, your business and your life can change dramatically. So let's talk about an automated marketing system. If you're not familiar about marketing systems that are on autopilot, I have the link in the description below. You can click that, and I have a series of videos about it. In this video, we're going to focus specifically on driving traffic to your ideal prospects. Your ideal prospects are people that are most likely to buy your product or service. They are highly interested, highly motivated, or even desperate to get your product or service. Okay. And so, irresistible offer, which is where you're going to drive your traffic to, this is about your product or service, and it becomes irresistible when you add incentives for your prospects to buy. And you can use this marketing system for generating leads or sales. Before we go on and get into all that, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I focus on marketing for solo entrepreneurs and small business owners. So if you're interested in increasing your lead sales and profits, just hit the subscribe button. If I've given you some value in this video, please hit the like button also. Let's talk about your prospects' readiness for buying. Okay, so let me just explain the different levels here. And before we do that, let me just explain where I got this information. The person who did this study was the late Chet Holmes. He was a brilliant marketer, and he was the author for the Ultimate Sales Machine. So anyway, this is what he was talking about. Um, our prospects are not all ready to buy right away. About 3%, this is what he found out. About 3% are ready to buy. 7% are open to buying, but they're not looking for any products or services. Another 30%, they're not even thinking about buying, and another 30% think they're not interested, and another 30% know they're not interested. So let me explain what you're going to do with this information. The problem is a lot of people are focused on the 3% of the prospects that are ready to buy. And even worse, they're focused on putting their advertising on Google. That's why Google advertising is so expensive. They control about 80% of the market. So the way they usually do this is they put their advertising in front of people that are searching for solution to their problems, and some of them are also targeting people that are not really looking to buy yet, but they're open to buying. But look at this illustration. About 90%, the largest universe of the market, is pretty much neglected by marketers. And I'm going to show you how to target all these different levels. So let's go to this direct to consumer marketing. This is the most cost effective, the most cost effective, and also affordable for small business owners. And here's the reason: big brands are usually doing mass marketing. An example of that is the television advertising that you usually see. So you're watching TV and advertising comes on. It's not really targeted to anybody specific, but the big brands are just trying to generate awareness for their brand. So you'll see this for car companies, you'll see this kind of advertising for like Nike, um, Amazon sometimes does things there, but a lot of companies, they're not saying buy this specific product. They're saying think about our company when you're ready to buy. A direct to consumer marketing strategy or direct response marketing is basically focused on generating a specific action from the prospect. For example, you're asking that prospect to either call you, you're asking that prospect to sign up for your newsletter, or you're asking that prospect to buy. All right, so you're asking for a specific action. So that's why this is very effective for small businesses. You can pretty much get some results from by spending 5, 10, $20 a day when you're just starting out, and then you can just recycle your tiny marketing budget until you can have an unlimited budget. It's unlimited because once you have profits, you just put that back into your business. Okay, so you can do that even if you're starting out with a small budget. So basically, this is the rule for success for direct to consumer marketing, the 40/40/20 rule. So let me explain this. And then after I talk about this, I'm going to explain why it's really important for you to layer another level of the of idea over this about the timing of readiness for your prospects. Okay, it's just a way of maximizing your sales and profits. So anyway, 40% is about the target market. As I mentioned earlier, you want to focus on your ideal target audience, the ones that are most likely to buy. They're highly interested, they're highly motivated to buy, they're even desperate to get your products or services. Okay, so the other 40% is about the quality of offer. So you want to add buying incentives for your potential customers when you're offering your product or service, all right, so that they're motivated to buy. And then the rest of it, so you've already got 80% of the whole campaign, right? The rest of it is just 20%. This is about your marketing message. How are you going to communicate the value of buying your product or service? Okay, and the odd thing about this is the 20% that most people are focusing all of their energies. But if you think about it, it's about figuring out what's going on with your target audience, your target market, the people that are going to be buying your products or services, or the ones that will sign up for your freebie offer so you can generate leads. And also it's about understanding these people so you can increase the attractiveness or the irresistibility of your product or services. This is the illustration of the 40/40/20 rule for direct response marketing success. This is just what we just covered, okay? And I just want you to have a visual image of how this looks because I want to compare it to the other the readiness for buying that I want you to layer on top of this. So this is what you should think about. It's almost like a triangle. So 40% is about your targeting your ideal target market. Then the other 40% is about, what are you offering? What is irresistible about your offer? So that's another 40%. And then the other 20% is the how. How are you going to communicate the value of your products and services to the prospect? That's your marketing message. And that's 20%. Okay, so think about this triangle. Now compare it to how it looks when you're adding the readiness for buying. So think about, who are you targeting? Your ideal target market, the same group of people we're talking about earlier. And the other aspects of it that also very important. What are you going to offer? Well, your products and services with added buying incentives so that it can be more irresistible, it can be more attractive. It's relevant. It needs to be very relevant to whatever your prospects are looking for. How are you going to communicate the value of your products or services? What are the benefits? That is your marketing message. Okay, so this thing on the right, when are you gonna offer your services or products to the potential client? That is the readiness for buying. You need to consider whether you're targeting someone who's ready to buy now, or they're ready to buy soon but they're not looking, or they're not even looking, they're not thinking of buying, they think they're not interested, or they know they're not interested. Okay, so this is about the readiness for buying. So how are you going to do this? The best way to do this is using digital marketing. Okay, we're so advanced now that we can actually pinpoint exactly what's going on with the target prospect. All right. So let me talk about the specific strategies that you can use to do this. All right. The first one is video marketing. And don't worry if you're not very familiar with video, there are other strategies I'm going to bring up, okay? So, video marketing, of course, you can show your videos on other platforms, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, all that stuff. All right? But I want you to focus specifically on YouTube. Because with YouTube, of course, is the second largest search engine and it's owned by Google. So what you need to do is just use the Google platform. You actually enter your information for your marketing campaign on Google, and it's a Google ad, but you're going to use videos, okay? And so if you've ever gone to the YouTube platform, you probably notice some advertising on the side of the video, sometimes on the right side, some of them are under, and sometimes they play right before you play your video, or they might play in the middle of your video. Okay, so those are ads. So if you're targeting your prospects based on their readiness for buying your products or services, what you can do is this. You can you can basically direct Google, and you just click some buttons and add some words when you're creating your marketing campaign. So it's not very hard at all. Okay, you create a standard uh, video marketing campaign, and then you're basically gonna choose videos that are related to your product or service. So let me give you an example so maybe you can understand this better. For example, you are a plumber, you want people to call your company so that they can get plumbing services from you. So, for example, you're going to choose videos that people are watching when they're having plumbing problems. So, while they're watching that, imagine having your company information pop up, and then they see that. So, if they're kind of interested in getting some help, they're going to click the link that you offer, or your phone number, or the banner, whatever advertising you've created. So for YouTube, you can create text ads, you can create image based or banners, or you can also create videos and show your services. For example, you're a lawyer, you specialize in divorce. So you want your advertising to pop up when your prospect is watching, for example, videos about divorce, how to deal with it, what to expect, and all that stuff. Okay. Same thing if you're a dentist, for example, you want to have your advertising pop up when they're watching videos about their teeth hurting, or when they're having toothache, or when they're having questions about dental implants, anything related to dental services. Same thing if you're a vet. Okay, if you're a vet, videos that are related to problems with their pets. For example, some diseases. Maybe their pets got injured, whether that's it's a dog or cat or whatever. So you want to have your advertising show up in videos that are related to your services. And one last example I want to give is like if you're a chiropractor, for example, you want to have your advertising rather, show up when they're watching videos about back pain, sciatica, just anything related to your services. Okay. So, but what if you're not really familiar with videos? So let's talk about other ways you can do that. But videos would be much more affordable. Okay. So anyway, let's talk about it. I think most people are familiar with Yellow Pages. It used to be like really thick book, right? But now the equivalent of Yellow Pages, the book, is Google search, or actually search on Bing, search on Yahoo, any search engines. But since Google dominates the market, they control about 80% of the market. You want to use Google as your platform for your advertising. Okay? So, um, basically, you can put text advertising there, text, also banners, and but it would be much more profitable if you use mobile. Again, this is not very hard. When you're creating your marketing campaign, Google will ask you, "Do you want mobile?" You're just gonna click it. Okay, so this is how it looks. So a typical advertising on mobile, so I'm talking about the ad on the left. So when you're looking at your phone, and let's say you search for something, something will pop up, and for example, a pair of shoes, and then the orange button actually says "Add to Cart." So if you're somehow interested in that, you click the button. It leads to the sales page. So, what you can do though, if you look at the right side, this now addresses the readiness for buying. Okay. So, you can use a text ad. I only put a picture of a guy because I needed a big picture to cover the shoes, the pair of shoes. All right. So, but you can put text ads there, meaning it could be a banner, it could be a text advertising. In your banner, you can actually use words describing your product or service. All right. But instead of the button getting clicked to a link to a website or web page rather, or a sales page, look at this. It's a phone number. All right, and the conversion rate is so much higher for this. So when you click this button, your phone will ring. I mean, it doesn't have to be your phone, it could be your assistant or customer service team. All right. But anyway, they click that button, and it's not really usually your own phone unless you want that specifically. What Google actually does is, um, they usually will replace that with a tracking phone so that you can figure out, you can track it like gender of the caller, age of the caller, location, time of calling, day of calling, stuff like that. So you can really narrow down your campaign to just, you can just focus on for example, the location, the gender, the age group that's really working, that maximizes your conversion. Okay, so really powerful stuff. So that, for example, comparing the conversion rate for like a regular text ad, like for example the thing on the left, that's about 2%. Okay, now if you go to the one on the right, the conversion rate for it's called not pay per click but pay per call. You're paying for the call. The conversion rate could be as high as 40%, 50%, 80%. That's a massive difference. And the reason for that, it's about the readiness for buying. Think about this. When do you ever call a company? Well, you have questions before you actually pay for it, before you buy, right? So they're pretty much late in the stage of buying. So this is why having an understanding of the timing of your advertising, the prospect's readiness for buying is so important in maximizing your sales and profits. Okay. So anyway, we have other things to talk about. Remember, there's that other 90% of the market that a lot of people are neglecting. Okay, before we go on, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel. I've been a marketing strategist since 2010. I've been marketing for big brands and small businesses. And basically, I focus on marketing hacks and shortcuts that I've learned over the years. So these strategies can maximize your sales and profits. And if I've given you some value so far, please click the like button also. Okay. So now let's talk about the last 90%. We talked about the 3% people that are ready to buy. So you can use the pay per call strategy for doing that. That's the one with the mobile phone. That's the one with cell phone and it's showing the your phone for the company. Okay, so when you do that, you're basically targeting people who are ready to buy. And the 7% that are open to buying but they're not looking, basically when you're doing the video advertising on YouTube, preferably, you're targeting the 70%. Some of them are already ready to buy, okay? And you're also probably, no matter how careful you are, you might get some people that are not really thinking about buying yet. They're just getting some information. And you're also going to hit some people that are not interested. They think they're not interested, but all you have to do is show them products and services that are relevant to their needs, and they might change their mind. Same thing with people that think they know they're not interested, okay? But there are cheaper ways to target this 90%. And the opportunity here is huge because this 90% is the largest universe of your market, and this is the most neglected segment of the market because people don't know what to do with this. Okay, so let's talk about that. All right. So now you can use pretty much anything out there. So what's out there? We talked about Google. So this is now called display advertising. Instead of search advertising, you're just interested in people who are just they're browsing, they're watching videos, they're browsing on Facebook or Instagram, or they're reading tweets on Twitter, or they're looking at images on Pinterest, or reading LinkedIn. Okay. So what you want to do is just create the same ads, whether you're good at doing text advertising, you just want to use words, that's fine. You can do that. If you want to use images and use banners, you can do that as well. Or you can also use videos in most of these platforms. All right, so just keep that in mind. But the thinking here is that they're not looking for anything, so they think they're not interested in buying, they think they know they're not interested, or they're not looking. But you want to just present your idea there, your marketing message, basically describing the value of getting your products or services. And then if you um, pique their interest, they might click the button and either sign up for whatever you're offering that's a freebie, or they might click the link to your sales page. Okay, so now you can do this very, very inexpensive. It really depends on what you're doing. I know that some videos, to get views, you can get as little as a penny, 2 3 pennies. That's even on YouTube. Same thing with Facebook. It's pretty inexpensive to get views for your videos. Text ads, probably it's gotten more expensive now, but you can still get, depending on the country, maybe a few cents. But for important words, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. Maybe you're spending 50 cents, a dollar, or even a couple of dollars. It really depends on your market. For example, if you're selling legal services, that is the most expensive. Um, Actually, let me talk about other less expensive things. For example, if you're a dentist, the cost might be up there. Just basically, it's trial and error, and then you want to just put a bid there and see if you can get some clicks. If you're an insurance company, oh my God, they're so expensive. I've seen cost per click as much as 200, $600. It's insane. That's why you have to be creative. And that's why I wanted to show you this, because depending on the readiness of your prospect for buying, you can choose the advertising so that you can really minimize your costs and maximize your sales and profits. Okay, so the most expensive are the legal services. That's why I wanted to save it for last. And the most expensive of the most expensive legal services are lawyers helping people with mesothelioma. That's lung cancer caused by asbestos. So I've seen clicks as much as $500 to $1,000 per click. That's not per lead. Okay, so be smart. Apply the strategies I talked about in this video, And then you can really drive your costs down. You can really be smart about your marketing. In this slide, I just wanted to show you an example of how the text advertising look. You can do it this way, whether you're advertising on Google or you're advertising on all the other platforms I mentioned, and just choose pay per click. And because that's very cost effective, you only pay if they click. All right, so it it's very effective. All right. And we also talked about all the other platforms. I just wanted to show you again that you can show those texts, or you can have pictures, so you can have banners, or you can have a video also. All right. So let me talk about the next video. Um the best way for you to apply this is basically using an automated marketing system. So click the next video if you want to learn about how you can do that. Okay. And thank you for watching this video.